So as I said, these are all poems with that little nod towards safe. What is safe? Safety. And this first one is perhaps the most light-hearted of them, the most tongue-in-cheek for sure. And it's called Sail. The captain told me of the deep. She said, "You don't want to come aboard this ship, my friend. There's too many sailors from this ship that's dead, did fall or perished by a sticky end." I examined the vessel, looked it up and down, a sturdy liner, light and buoyant, found it sleek in its timbers, no cause to frown, no reason there to fear I should be drowned. She cast us off, catching at a fair wind and tide, steered by the stars, and in a crate a dove, to bring us to our distant harbour on the other side. And I, safe within my cabin, aboard the Hope of Love. Can't be safer than there, can you? There's a degree of naivety and perhaps even ignorance, and certainly a lot of knowing better than others in that last one. But it's the thing, isn't it, that each of us walks around with the experiences that we've had, and comparing who we are now to when we were that young child with no clue, barely able to make sense of anything. And I think I said a little bit about that this next poem, which is called Face. The child does not know what he looks upon, who dressed him, who brought him shoes, who has kept him clean all this time, or if this thing is holiness or horror. There is a smaller thing, a toy he clings to. It gives in his arms, soft, with smells to sleep to, numb, like a child looking on too much. Lips and eyes are the most real thing to him now. Somewhere in the root of his tongue are words he will never learn to use. The safe people do not know or will not tell what he cannot bear, being so slight. Here is its inception. Call it youth, but he's already come 1,000 miles. More. Call it innocence, but he was born. This is more like trauma. Too much for a face. This child does not know what I look upon. That previous one makes mention of the innocent, the vulnerable, the unknowing, and someone around them to care for them. And for most of us, I think we've had to learn to be that surrounding one, that encompassing one ourselves for our own well-being. And that's a good thing, of course, it's a healthy thing. Still, there is sometimes a wish, isn't there, to be held by someone else, safe. For me, there is no threat in the heart's quiet weeping. though for others may be. When the stranger hurt comes knocking from the dark, even in a rawness of anger, it is no enemy or thief, but rather a child of my life in need of care. So I turn the tap on, let the water run, droplet rills upon the wall, let them roll. Towel ready, I can be a sentinel to my own sorrow. Still, safety is so much more than an absence of danger, with a body of warm love to sink your tears upon. And comfort is made deeper when the breath of a lullaby is not your own, and another's heart beats as your own blood weeps. Safe. From 2016, that one. 2 years later I wrote another and called it Safe, forgetting that I'd already entitled one that, and this is Safe 2018. When the vulnerable one is the other person and you're the one doing the caring for them. He's drunk himself to stupor, but he's breathing now, with insistent, gorgeous, heavy wheeze, as steady as a babe that needs no reason to live. My own I'm keeping silent. My tears, my ears I'm keeping open, tuned to every variance of pace and depth, counting each a triumph, counting each a fisherman home safe from the sea. Then a sudden lull puts my heart on a rock, until he kicks, legs stretched out in need of space, settling then and peaceful for a time. So when he turns and breath flows unobstructed, only trust and the rise and fall of his quiet chest to show him not in danger, caught in rest. And this last is more perhaps about the risk that we live with. Because sometimes you are the one who wants to keep someone safe and you can't. And they need you not to. Thinking as a parent, there are limits to what you can do. Thinking as someone with greater experience, looking at someone who's just beginning, there's only so much you can do or say. Especially if they're walking a tightrope. It's called Highwire. Hush. They will never hear you above the wind, and the way across the wire is for them to find. Yes, though I've walked a line, it wasn't this one. When the rope dipped, it was not to their weight, but to mine. And the drop beneath, there are no words for that, as solid a void as was ever felt. But I'm wishing that I'd said, before they started out, that balance can be kept, that it needed my whole body, not a part of me unutilized, and a hold on the invisible I will do this. Reach whatever's on the other side. The footing was there, though at times I'd have rather have cut the wire than take any step further. But that was at another height, another time. Here there is no relevance in my present balance. Hushed, I must watch them deal with the wind and the way across the wire, which is for them to find. Only so much you can do to keep someone safe.